Okay, John's gone this week. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna make this good. That way people just want to see me. I just want them to focus on me for the rest of the season. So, got an idea. Hey guys, welcome to Wombat Watch. I don't think this is it. See, it was the voice changer. I couldn't use the voice changer because, they gotta be able to hear me. Well, I wonder if this one's muffled. Is it muffled? Kind of feels muffled. But it's cool. Huh? This one's not bad. Doesn't get the muffle. It's still pretty cool. I think we can do better, though. What are you doing, Stepbro? That way I can talk shit to Raph. 'Cause I'm Batman. What are you doing, Stepbro? Yeah, it still doesn't feel right. I am the daddy of this league. No, that was bad. That was just bad. And I'm your host, Raymond the Master Chief Rodriguez. Yeah, this one feels right. I think we're gonna go with this one.
Hey guys, welcome to Wombat Watch. I'm your host, Raymond the Chief Rodriguez. As you see, it's just me today. Our other host, Johnny Walker Red, well, we had to let him go after last week's video. It just wasn't gonna work. So we don't deal with that kind of bullshit on this channel, and so we had to let him go. But it's a good thing. Look at the changes. I'm professional still, but I got to wear the jersey. I still got my beer though. So that's a plus. So let's do it. I think everybody's gonna enjoy this a little more. No, but John's out being a good husband and a good dad. He'll be out. He'll be back next week, and we'll continue as we normally do. But for this week, I'm gonna keep it on my own pace. Like I said, got my beer, got my professionalism with my tie that's a little messed up, and I still got my jersey. So cheers to that. So right now we're just finishing up week 9. We're going into week 10. We're more than halfway through. We have 17 weeks in the regular season. So let's get through week 9. Let's see what happened. Let's see what's going to happen in week 10. So first game this week, we're starting out with the third strings versus Josh is the King. Third strings come out with the win, 84.18 to 64.62. That's a 19.56 win and a B plus rating. Shane ended up getting his best player, Daniel Jones, the quarterback for the Colts, with 17.08 points. And his worst player being Tyler Warren, the tight end from the Colts, with 2.6. So that was kind of a bad combo on Shane's part on that side. With Josh is the King, his this it sucks to say because he was the best player overall in that game happens to be Josh Allen. So the name lived up this week. Come in with 28.82 quarterback for the Bills. But he did have 3 of the worst players in that game. He had A.J. Brown, the wide receivers from the Eagles. He was out not only with the bye week, but he's still questionable with the hamstring. So 0 points there. He got Rome Odunze, which the wide receiver for the Bears, 0 points there. And Isaiah Pacheco with the running back with the Chiefs, who had 0 points as well. But he is out now with a knee injury, MCL injury, and so you either gotta throw him on injury reserve because I'm sorry to say I didn't look to see how long he was going to be out, but MCLs usually are not a quick fix. So he's either going to go in your injury reserve for the rest of the season, or probably just trade him up. I know I was looking earlier, the waiver's been pretty busy, so we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Shane ended up coming out with the win, And yeah, we'll see what happens with them with both teams next week. Second game, of course, is threat level midnight and running back Reapers. Emily stepping it up. I like it. Esther's getting dropped. Emily's coming up. Emily come in with the win, 106.37 to Esther's 92.6. That's a 14.16 win, and it's a C minus rating. Uh, Esther did have the best overall player. She had Caleb Williams, the quarterback for the Bears. He come in with 36.7 points, so it was good to start him. But she had Kansas City's defense that only gave her 2 points. So you know, defenses are always kind of a struggle. You never know how they're going to do. I know the Steelers had an amazing week this week, and I tried to pick them up from the waiver. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, so just got to kind of you got to try your best to kind of figure where your defense is going to go based on who they're playing. But again, a defense is like I think they're the most out there uh, in terms of which way they're going to go. Emily, on the other hand, the running back Reapers, she come in with Brock Bowers, the tight end from the Raiders, getting her the most points at 31.3, which you hardly ever see a tight end doing that good, but he killed it. The worst player for her was her kicker from the Bills, Matt Prater, with the 1.5. He ended up getting the worst overall. Sorry, Emily, I traded you for Prater, and yeah, he didn't do much for you, and yeah, I'm sorry about that. But on the plus side, both team had no injuries this week, so that's a plus. Third game we got going on here is Star Vision coming off of the win with the Lost Boys. Gowan, come on, my man. I can't keep rooting for you like this. You gotta do something for me, okay? Star Vision come in with 120.8 to Star Vision or to the Lost Boys 82.52 points. That was a 38.28 win, the biggest spread this week, and an A plus rating, which we've talked about it before. We know what that plus is for. Gowan, you got your ass beat, man. I know we had saw it in the text. I threw it out there to everybody trade or make sure your lineups were set, and you had mentioned that it still sucked. Bro, you got to get your stuff together, man. It's like I'm rooting for you, but I'm getting to the end where I can't do it anymore. I don't know if you know this. I'm wearing a Cowboys jersey, and as a Cowboys fan, I'm used to disappointment. But on two fronts, I don't think I can do it. Okay, one's already enough. The Cowboys already disappoint me enough. I don't need you to keep doing it for me too. Star Vision's best player comes in as Joe Flacco, the quarterback from the Bengals, with the 23.7 points. He got the most overall in that game. And his worst player, of course, being Jake Ferguson, the tight end for the Cowboys, coming in with 3 points. With Gowan, his best player was Marvin Harrison, the wide receiver from the Cardinals, with 15.6 points. Of course, they played the Cowboys, so what can I say? And his worst player being Kayshawn Booty. Booty is exactly that's how he played, the wide receiver from the Patriots, which he got 0 points, and he is actually questionable now with the hamstring. So you have to make some adjustments, Gowan. Maybe next week we can see you take a W, but this week you took the biggest L. Next game, of course, we've got what are you doing, Step Burrows, who come out with the win against the no-name 7 Raf. I know I called you No Bane 7 Raf, but I told you I was going to be like Batman, and I put you right back in that hole. Ooh, it was a good game, I will say. We had the closest spread. I come out with the 7.5 win, 92.72 versus 85.22. 7.5 win, closest spread in a B rating. My best player ended up being, and I hate to say this, but it's Bo Nix from the Broncos. He did the best in our game, for 19.52 points, and worst player being my defense, which was San Fran's defense. Which they're getting dropped this week because the Eagles are no longer on a bye. And their bye week is done, and so I'm dropping San Fran. Raf, your best player come out to be Devontae Adams, the wide receiver from the Rams. 18 points for him, and then you had the worst player of our game, which was the DJ or DK Metcalf, the wide receiver from the Steelers, .6, worst player of the whole thing, and you also walked away with an injury. The tight end from Green Bay, Tucker Kraft, he's out with an ACL injury. He's on IR right now. It doesn't fully say he's out. It just says he's on IR. But like we were talking about with the MCL, the ACL is just as bad. So it's more than likely going to be a season-ending injury. So we'll see where it goes from there. But you can sneak him onto your IR for a couple weeks, see what happens. But it's going to be a bit before he comes back, if he comes back. And the last one for week 9 was our Yahoo game of the week, which was Coup de Grace versus Waffle Stompers.
Whew. Gotcha. Well, looks like that's all for William. Now we can rest now that we got Will all buried. Emily? Emily, I already buried you!
Will, bro, I was rooting for you. I was rooting for you on this one. But John come out with the win here, 97.96 Coup de Grace versus Will's Waffle Stompers, 75.6, 22.36 win and a B+ rating. Coup de Grace comes out, his best player finally, Lamar Jackson, the quarterback from the Ravens, come in with 25.56 points. It only took you about a month for that to happen, but it finally happened, John. You finally got your quarterback. It's about time. We've all been waiting for it, and it's about time. Your worst player being George Kittle, the tight end for the Niners, come in with 2.9 points, which I'm pretty sure you just picked him up, and you were all talky about it, but look where that got you. Yeah, I'm talking a lot of shit today, John, because you can't say shit back. Will, the Waffle Stompers, his best player being Rashee Rice, the wide receiver from the Chiefs, 14.6 points, and unfortunately, his worst player being Alvin Kamara, the running back from the Saints, with negative 0.3 points. Only player in this league this week to get negative points in our league. John also has an injured player, Nakua, the wide receiver from the Rams. He's out with the rib injury. I don't know exactly what that means, but it shows he's questionable. So we'll see how the week kind of goes from there. I don't know what the ribs injuries mean. Speaking of overall wins, though, I do have to give a quick shout out to Shane because I beat him last week in this league, and then I beat him this week in our other league. 2 weeks in a row, I beat Shane Estrada. How does that feel? And you know what you're thinking, Shane. It's one of those like, oh, in our other league, I don't have any wins, but you know what? You still don't. So I'm kind of happy about that. So I just had to give a quick little nod to that. So for week 10, we got coming up right now. We got Threat Level Midnight versus the Third Strings. Threat Level Midnight 5-4 coming off of a loss versus the Third Strings 5-4 coming off of a win. So we're coming into that point where teams are starting to get close. We've got Third Strings and Threat Level both at the same record. Somebody's moving up, somebody's moving down. There's no in between. So it's all going to be a matter of how this game goes. Make sure to check your lineups, and then ultimately, once the week's kind of done, then we'll have to kind of reevaluate. But right now, Shane is fourth, Esther's fifth, so that can all change this week. Esther, you can get yourself up, put yourself into the top 4 again, or you're going right back down, and you might continue to go down. So we'll see what happens. Check your lineups, do all that fun stuff like we always say here. But this game, I'm looking forward to this one because it really is going to be that one. Because right now, Third Strings, Threat Level, Midnight, and Josh is the King all hold that 5-4 record. So out of the 2 games they're going to be playing, one of those people are jumping up to third or fourth place. The other 2 are going right back under 5th. So we'll see what happens there. Second game, the Lost Boys versus Waffle Stompers. Of course, Gowan coming out 1-8 and on a loss. Will 6-3 on a loss. Right now, Gowan's still at last place. Will, you're looking at third place. I hate to say it, but I kind of think Will's gonna get this one. Gowan, I'm sorry. I'm I'm not gonna stop rooting for you yet. I'm still on you. Okay. I at least want you to get out of last place. Okay. Let's put Raph back in last place. I'd be okay with that. But I kind of think Will's gonna take this one. So we'll see what happens. Again, like I just said multiple times, check your lineups. Trade some players if you gotta. The waiver's gonna be hot right now, especially with some of the injuries. So just kind of keep it going. We got a couple more weeks left, and make some improvements going. You got it. You've got it. Okay, I believe in you. You can do this. Our third game of the week, which is also our Michael Vick game of the week, is going to be Josh is King versus No Name 7. That's Trent versus Raph. Trent coming off of a 5-4 record on a loss. Raph 3-6 record coming off of a loss. This goes back to Josh is a King. If Trent can win this game, he puts himself as a contender to be up in the top 4, or top 4, or even top 5, depending on the scoring system, or how much points between threat level, midnight, and third string. So he's got the chance. Right now he's 6th to bring himself back into the top. So as long as he can beat Raph, which Raph, I'm sorry to say, but you drop back down to 9. So I beat you good enough that you drop down to 9 again. Emily won her game, so she jumped right above you, and so you gotta. This is that point for you where you've really got to, Raph. You've got to kind of win every single game from here on out. And I kind of think on this one you have the better chance because Trent doesn't really check his team that much, and I've seen him win on pure luck. But you know what? Like, as long as you get your team lined up, I do think that you can come back. I don't want to say you're going to end up in top 5, but maybe you can be 6th. Maybe. We'll see. After that, we've got Coup de Grace versus the running back Reapers. Coup de Grace 7-2 coming off of a win versus Emily's 3-6 also coming off of a win. I think Emily's got the momentum now. She's starting to realize what she can do. Stop making trades like you've been doing. Okay, settle on a team. I wouldn't even say settle. I'd say pick a solid team that you can fully trust. I still think you're playing, and don't get me wrong, you're coming off of the win, which is great, but you're making trades based on what's best for you that week. Make a trade, or if you're going to make trades, do it what's going to do best for the whole season, the rest of the season. Because like I said, we're coming on to week 10, we end on 17. You gotta really figure out how you want your lineup to be set. I know bye bugs are really bad. Injuries have been really bad this season, but you just got to kind of work through it. Don't trade out major players. Sometimes you got to take an L in a week. No, you're going to take the L that week, but as long as that means you can save your players. So that's going to be my advice to you, Emily. I know we've said that before, but I'm sticking with it. John's coming off the win, 7-2. Right now, he's still in second place. He's still a good team. He's a good contender. He's going strong. So I'm sorry, Emily, but I think John's going to take this one. I do think that as long as Emily, as long as you trade, makes a couple more trades, get a solid team, I think you'll start coming back in week 11. You'll start coming back. But this week, I think John, being one of the higher contenders, he focuses on his team a lot more than anybody should. I think John's going to take it. So. And finally, for Week 10's Yahoo Game of the Week, we've got myself, What Are You Doing, Step Burrows, who is 7-2, coming off of a win, versus Todd, Star Vision, 3-6 right now, also coming off of a win. I got you, man. Like, you're just done. I'm sorry. There's no way. There's no way. I'm the number one right now. I'm the champ right now, and you're gonna come try to get me? Nah, man. I'm sorry. Just don't even worry about your lineup because no matter what you do, I got you. So, but if you really want to and you want to do some, ad drops and all that, whatever, just to get yourself a little closer so it's not that much of a spread, that's okay. You do what you got to do, but I got you, man. I just got you. So yeah, right now we've got myself as number one, Coup de Gras number two, Waffle Stompers at three, third strings four, and threat level Midnight five. Everybody else, you don't matter. Okay, move on. But everybody this week, if you're looking, especially with all the injuries, where I think we're going to see an influx in ad drops and all that, try to make some trades while you can. But like I said, focus on what you want your team to be for the rest of the season. Don't do what's going to be best for this week. But throw out some trades if you gotta. Look at the waivers because I know there's a couple of us out there that we are gonna need some help with all the injuries and all that. So yeah, really just kind of dig in for the week. Games start Thursday and Monday, and we'll be back here next Tuesday to talk about it all. So thanks for joining me. I'm your host, Raymond the Chief Rodriguez, and I still might hire John, or maybe hire him back, but we'll see what happens. You guys all have a good week, and we'll see you here next week.
Movavi. Movavi.